will say Keith is very kawaii.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Breakdown Project.
And that's our back from break drop. Perfect.
I'm Jason King. This is Josh Michaels. This is Keith Carey, Kevin Anderson, and you know Armando Torres from probably...
Chalupa Copper
They can't
himself.
see the dog.
They can't see the dog, Mondo. I mean,
Can
if
I
he
look
lets
at this
you,
dog?
The dog doesn't want you to.
He doesn't.
God, this is so bad.
He just throws the dog through the window.
He could have
Think
made
of the rabbits,
any
Lenny.
wish.
Oh, God, of mice and Manuel over here.
Now it loves me.
I'll just say of rice and men, but that's good too.
Bryce. All right. Well, two great episode names. If you were listening to the podcast, Armando got it pretty tough. But
I did?
well, yeah, and then someone made a dumb Japanese thing. You'll have to listen to
Why
hear
do
that.
we keep talking
I
about it?
don't know. I'm trying to move on. First off, what'd you guys think of the episode, real quick?
Go ahead, Keith. You take it.
Okay. It was pretty good. I really love the stuff in the, what's it called, Fruipy Land?
Fruipy Land.
Frou-frou or something
Frou-frou
like
land?
that?
I think it's Fruipy, yeah.
I think it's Fruipy,
I
yeah.
don't know. You can never remember the names of anything on the show because it's all bullshit.
What was the campsite that they said? What's that camp that's called? Like, it sounds like it literally gave up halfway through naming it in that one episode. It was like Koopy Kaka or
yeah,
something.
everything's just called Schleebelblorp or what the hell.
The
ever.
Schleem goes through the plumbus.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I like that Beth got to do something because I feel like she hasn't gotten a ton of good shit this season.
Same.
What'd you think as a penultimate episode for both of you guys?
It's interesting because it doesn't feel like it's super building towards a finale. It feels like there's been so much continuity. It feels like all of a sudden we're adding a new wrinkle with this one, and I don't know. There's so much I want to see if it pays off that I was sort of like, what are we doing here? Let's figure out what's going on at Patch Morty.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah,
what's
like,
happening.
because what was his first introduction in season 1?
Yeah,
is that right?
so
Yeah.
Two-season wait, and then he just
season we
airlocked
can wait
the whole civilization.
Exactly, yeah. So like we can wait for season 5 to find out what the next step is in that. I
Yeah,
guess because
exactly.
It's gonna take that long. That's gonna take that long.
Kev, what'd you think of the episode?
I liked it. Not my favorite, but not my least favorite for sure. I think for me, my least favorite, and like Keith said earlier, they're all good. It's just out of the good ones.
Right.
My least favorite is probably the one where they split their toxic selves off.
Yeah,
that was. It just felt like the weakest episode to me. This one wasn't the weakest. I liked it the same reason Keith did. Summer and Beth and Jerry are actually like predominantly featured in it. Where I feel like they haven't been for the last couple episodes.
And I love Jerry anytime he gets to do anything.
I want Jerry. I want more Jerry.
This is only the second Jerry episode I think of the season, except for the pilot, the intro.
Yeah, the
Pretty
intro.
much,
Yeah. And he actually has like a plot line where he develops a bit and stops being as big of a piece of shit, but
with
still,
a detour at being an even bigger piece of shit.
with a hard left at selling out his kids because he's a coward.
I love that somehow on this show, Jerry is consistently the worst person.
Isn't he? That's what I do like about this season, though, is that we're actually starting to see how bad of a person Beth is, too. It's just once Jerry's not around, you start seeing that, she's she's just Rick. She's just female Rick.
Yeah. They're all bad people, we find out, right?
That's
They're
true.
all terrible people.
All right, let's get into it.
I don't think Summer's a bad person.
Not yet. Not that you know of yet.
Her mom is bitch.
Yeah, her mom's a
wait till
bitch.
Season 4.
This is calling it like she sees it.
I think I like the A plot of this story a lot better than the B plot. I think them going to like Fruipy Land or whatever was way more entertaining to me than Jerry. Even though I love Jerry and I want to see more Jerry, like the B plot of him dating that alien.
That
was like,
rebound though, Kiara is fucking pretty hot. She was fucking killing everything.
Yeah, I mean,
With the Total Recall tits?
Yeah. Like Jerry's super fun, but that is kind of as far as like the actual plot of that sort of part of the story. It's kind of like you've seen that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We also kind of ignored the fact that the setup to this is that the dad ate the son.
Oh,
as a
right.
cannibal.
I love how they
who's about
gloss
to
over
go
that.
fucking.
I love that this is a show where that's a footnote.
Yeah. It was
Also, the whole reason that he shatters her reality is because she shit on the name. That's the whole reason any of this happened is because he's like, oh yeah.
He's just so goddamn petty.
I also love that the bubble gun, it has no air in the bubble.
No, we can't go in there. There's no air.
All right. One of top 3 favorite bits is whenever they come back and he starts showing her what he fucking made. She made him
all
make.
the things she insisted on creating for him.
Oh my
it goes
god.
on
Oh, that
so
was
long.
great. Yeah.
It just kept going.
And it oscillates between like absolutely bonkers and then just a thing that's really like a murderer would have.
Just a knife.
Like, a knife that talks
On
to
the sentient switchblade.
or a baseball bat that can't break. And we've seen a lot. This is one thing we talked about also in the episode I did with you guys last time for episode 2. We've seen a lot of these intro clips
Payoff.
come to light.
Yeah, a lot of payoff in the
Still haven't
credits.
seen Cthulhu, of course, but we did see.
That one's a
We saw the
I
school,
honestly think it's a joke.
the piano.
School, the piano one, which was what I was
Yeah.
most interested in.
We haven't seen the one with the Morty action figure.
No, we
Yeah,
haven't seen that.
yeah.
Or the butt face world. We haven't seen the butt face ass.
Some-
I
ass
hope
face
Buttface World shows up next episode.
Somebody
will.
suggested that the Morty thing might have been like an outtake from the Citadel episode.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Because
Because
they took it out
there was a
when the
lot of
story
Morty
changed, yeah.
exchanging going on.
Oh,
in the
gotcha,
Citadel.
gotcha. That does
But I
make
mean, what the
sense.
fuck do they know? Fuck them, right?
No, but
This episode brings up a lot. It brings the worst out in people.
Oh wow, the water's breathable.
So this is Rick basically going on about how great this imaginary world is he made for, and like, I'm such a good dad, and all this shit.
Reddit shout out. This is
Oh,
the-
that
Oh
was good,
yeah, that was really funny.
What was? I can't remember the specific reference. Did he just do it, or is it coming
Yeah,
out?
I love
said,
that.
A dad makes a toilet look like R2D2.
R2D2.
He gets the front page of Reddit.
Yeah, but
I make an
did this
entire
and
world. Yeah.
Oh, that
And
was
I'm,
one of the
I'm
best.
Charles Manson when I make you your own world.
Rick has like at least one solid fucking burn
Oh
like
my
that
god,
every
they are
episode.
they're totally gasping
Yeah,
for
there's
air.
no air.
God damn.
This guy gets it. Hey.
Yeah, noob.
They've also acknowledged
Yeah, I
all
love
of them.
that.
My favorite being in the second episode where he just
Goes to
when
the
he goes, this
camera.
guy's the red grin grumble pretending he knows what's going on. Oh, you like that? You like that red grin grumble reference? Yeah, well, I made it up. You really are your father's son.
Oh, even in this episode, he's like, I'm sticking to it. I don't know why I called you that.
Stone Cold
Yeah.
Steve
Oh, yeah.
This is me sticking to it. I'm
Yeah.
sticking to it.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. I love that you fuck this alien, you get kinetic powers.
I was going to say, do you
So
think
he implies that she has two vaginas, right?
He doesn't even imply. He just straight up says it.
You know what
Yeah,
else?
yeah,
Yes,
two of something else.
Yeah.
Also,
Because one of my favorite lines.
I'm in
Cholo.
Cholo.
that was pretty good.
It's also
Which
what
is
I call
surprised you
Armando.
didn't call
What's
Armando.
her name? Yeah. It was the race to see, and I was trying to beat them.
It's the amazing racist.
Did anybody else notice how much this rebound girlfriend looks like the episode where the worst versions of themselves
yes,
manifest?
it looks
in-
Oh, I
just
didn't
like
even
Beth.
notice
it
that,
looks
but
like
it
the
kind
super
of
Beth.
does.
At least the head
I
shape
forgot
does.
about
The
that.
head
Yeah.
shape does for sure.
It's like
yeah.
like the whole facial thing like is so it's almost like that's like his rebound is like the like
So
it's almost like
worst
a hate
possible
fuck.
version.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
hate
The
fuck.
worst
Oh, that's
version
kind of.
of
I did
it.
not notice that.
Wow.
That's kind
I
of
honestly
dope.
didn't
Yeah.
put that together until I just saw it again right now.
I thought that was a very well thought out theory.
Killing it.
I was too distracted by the point that like he fucked his way into having magic powers.
What do you guys think about Rick getting his arm literally bitten
Oh yeah,
off?
that's
yeah.
a lot, and they never address it again.
No,
does he
Yeah.
just have the robo arm for the rest of
robot
the
arm? It stops the
It
bleeding.
solders it, and then
Yeah, like cauterizes it and then like grows him an arm.
Boom. And his other arm's just shredded to
Well,
shit anyway.
when he got on that ship, he's like a class 1 like.
Oh yeah, they
modifications.
have all the
So he's-
schematics of like all the shit
yeah.
he's got inside
So
of
he's
his
like a
body.
crazy robot or whatever.
Pretty much by now, which is great.
And this is like a total Sanchez off here where neither one of them wants to admit they're wrong and they're just like
Sanchez off.
a Sanchez, a
Would
Beth and
you-
Rick just both being I like that. Whatever. That was just already a thing that was like, oh, it's a murder weapon that's also a biometrics like analyzer. That was just in my spare arm that
I love
had.
how fucking just brutally violent this season has been.
It
Yeah.
has been. It's
Like I
been,
rewatched,
way more
I was
violent.
rewatching Pickle Rick with my buddy last
Oh,
night.
those
God
sewers and
damn.
shit, and then the
So
embassy.
unnecessarily violent, and I love it
Unnecessary,
so much.
What was the one a few episodes ago where he had this crazy device that all it did was just a suction cup that grabbed the gun from him and then he shot him in the head?
yeah.
That was amazing.
Same
And he
one with
even-
the,
like, oh, shit,
same
it's
one
a-
with the ship where he
It
got on
even
the ship.
shows him
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fiddle
It's
with
the
it like
whirly-dirly
a
one.
cat, like a cat like trying to grab at something.
Oh my god.
But yeah, this
Soul
B
bonding.
plot, just soul bonding. I don't know. It wasn't my favorite.
I will say that one thing that bugs me about this episode that I just noticed is like they do this whole gag in the Fruitbyland stuff where they're like acting like they're getting ahead of the reveal and they're just like, yeah, we know it's
Oh
not.
yeah.
And I feel like at its worst, this show is a little too smart for its own good. Where it's like sometimes you could just tell the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this entire season we talked about, they have fucked with the fans, and usually it's at the top of the episode. I
Yeah.
think they just saved it for the end to be like a super fuck.
Yeah, I think this
Yeah.
season, whatever marketing strategy they have is like, fuck the fans. Like,
Fuck
we're going to lie
everybody.
to them at every,
During
you know?
Vindicators, we talked about it. They have that thing where it's like, this is the biggest, baddest villain, and then the first time you see him, he's dead.
He's
Yeah,
dead.
yeah,
I
That's
loved
what
that,
they've been
though.
doing
That was
this
good.
whole season. It's just been fucking with you.
The Atlantis episode too. They said that they were gonna go to Atlantis.
Oh, I
and they
love
were-
that.
yeah.
That was great. And then they come back at the end like, "Woo, Atlantis, get that mermaid puss!"
The pussy reference in this episode, by the way, is my favorite.
Oh, dude, with the principal or no, the teacher going, one pussy,
Oh, yeah.
plus
I'm trying
two
to-
pussy.
I'm trying to appeal to your sex addicted lifestyle.
See, that was a good
Yeah,
impression.
Brandon
That was
Johnson's
good. That
gotten
was
like
good.
one line every 3 episodes this season, and it's always great.
Just
And that-
slam dunks.
Which
This
pussy
is-
character would you fuck?
No, my God.
Is Beth an option?
That one's got titty things.
Titty ball.
Titty things.
Anything.
I mean,
Also, how fucking
I
gross
guess
is his
I-
incest belly? Like, I don't know why his belly creeps me out. Like,
it's really
it's so
he looks
gross.
like, yeah, he looks like everybody that molested a kid in the trailer park he used to live in.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
He
yeah.
looks like
His
if
belly after you
Christ.
raped 12 animals.
yeah.
yeah, he looks like King Jellybean became a person.
Oh, it's Prince
He does, he
Jellybean.
does.
Prince Jellybean.
He's even got the
Jellybean.
the
Alright.
crown doffed to the
Display.
side.
Display.
The most horrific part is that they got real kids. And
That's,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
said
yeah.
that when I was watching it
it's
last
too
night.
real,
I
and,
will
and they're
hump
so
this
cute,
rock.
but it's also so horrifying.
I will hump this tree.
I will hump this creature and put my seed in
The
it.
motionless
The Rock,
humping.
and the Rock just goes,
I am humped.
It's so fucked up. It's super fucked up. Did you guys ever? They did this too, and did you ever see that show Preacher, that graphic novel Preacher, where
Oh,
they
yeah.
to keep the blood of Jesus pure, they basically just like inbred him over
Yeah.
generations. So when you meet him, he's this like inbred monster, but he's got the pure blood of Jesus in him, and it's super fucked up.
Jesus is retarded.
Yeah,
It's really
Jesus-
the joke at the end.
He's like that Joffrey character in the 2nd episode of this season.
Yeah,
He's on
this,
the
and
bath
this
he's
is
got the
what this
genital
reminded
washer.
me of
Yeah,
in some weird way.
And here's where I kind of lost my mind when they cut to just showing it.
Oh, and he
Like, play.
and he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I
he's
get
like
this
dinner
is-
time.
Yeah, and it's.
Yeah, and then they just have him rape a snack into an animal. like, I'm like, oh, we're partying now.
I don't think I've ever seen
Conflict.
Rick just give up on an adventure like
Yeah,
that.
he just hardcore
He
bailed.
tries to all the time, though. He tries
Raping
Morty
Muppets and
keeps
eating
them in.
babies.
Morty keeps them in, though, right?
If that's
I
not a
guess.
Mean Boys episode title.
Oh, it will be.
Raping Muppets and eating babies.
What'd you guys think of giving all this exposition for Beth in this relationship? Did you? I mean, it was pretty heavy-handed.
Well,
It
I
was-
think-
I think they
and
counted-
this reveal too, by the
Yeah.
way, the box of stuff.
My cousin also pointed out that that he's constantly working on this helmet.
That helmet, yeah, it's in
That
every.
helmet is the thing that he has been working on all the time. Whenever,
Yeah.
whenever
Oh,
they show
yeah.
him just working on something, it's that helmet.
What do you think's the helmet for?
I don't know.
Is it the memory one?
No. This is something. That helmet was in the pilot, the first episode.
Yeah.
I
and-
want to know about the mom. Is what I want to know.
Oh,
We don't
yeah, me
know
too.
anything.
Oh,
You have that. All you have is that fake memory
We
from
don't
the,
give a
the
shit
season
about the mom.
premiere.
We're trying to figure out helmets over here. Right?
I mean, like that's the thing is like.
Can you wear a mom on your
Well, the whole
head?
point of the
Yeah.
show is just Rick
Well-
deflecting onto other people, but I just want to know what the fuck is wrong with this asshole.
Yeah.
That's what would be
Well,
interesting.
I think too, like they've made us feel bad for Beth in season 1 and 2. Like she was abandoned by Rick. They make us feel sorry for her, and then here we realize that no, fuck her. She's crazy too. Like
Yeah.
she wasn't like.
They also
a
pointed-
whip for people to like.
Oh god, this is the
A
parent trap.
Okay, the anatomically correct innards in a teddy bear is fucking
All right,
horrifying.
you get one prize out of the
Oh
prize
god,
box.
we're
What are you
blowing
taking?
through so many
False
coupons.
fingerprints, lie detecting doll.
Indestructible baseball. A fake police badge was pretty funny.
Location tracking
I already
sticker.
have
Colored
that.
duct tape.
Poison gum, mind control hair clips.
Sentient Switchblade was funny.
A sentient
Hi, Beth. You've
Switchblade.
gotten taller. Shall we resume this?
Talks like one of those Microsoft Windows
Like,
helpers.
yeah.
or like Alexa.
I see that you're
Snippy.
stabbing.
Talks
Can I
like
help you with
Bonsai Buddy. remember that spyware from the 90s?
Yeah.
All right, good. Just want to make sure that reference landed with somebody.
Oh yeah, back when I was born, I remember that.
Well, late 90s. Come on.
Oh yeah, that's when I was born.
Here's
Child.
Beth.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Doesn't make a lot of sense. We're going to stand by it.
Whatever you say.
I feel like that was just improvised.
I think so too.
And they looked at him funny in the booth, and he
The-
was like, "What?" I don't know.
The
I'm
world-weary
staying
hunting
with
on
it.
these
I would
things.
I would agree the beelines whatever, but it also it puts Jerry in a place at the end of this where he has to he has to be a different person.
Yeah, it actually gives Jerry some kind of.
We're talking about growing in
development
the
to some
podcast.
extent.
I mean, this gives him an opportunity to grow, and it's Summer and
Jerry's
Morty.
Jerry is the character who's had like the biggest arc this season.
For
even though
sure.
he only had like sort of 3 things. Where
It's like an implied arc almost.
He's the only one who's getting better while everybody else is falling apart.
Agreed. Yeah, he got away.
I also don't think that at the end of the season that they're going to get back together. I think they're going to stay divorced for sure. I don't think they're going to come back together.
I think they should stay divorced.
I think they should
it's like a great dynamic.
It is, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the moral of this season, I think, is that like, yes, some of them are better apart, but they're really all better together because they're all, I don't know, they seem to work.
I'm gonna guess that they have mistake sex, but don't get back together. But at some point, they'll like rekindle for like one night.
I can see
and
that
it'll
happening.
fuck with everything even worse.
Mistake sex sounds like rape to me. That just
No,
sounds really bad.
That's weird that it sounds like rape to you. It's I think
just
that's
never
I think
thought
rape
that
is
phrase
very much on purpose.
I'll tell you what,
well, it's a mistake for somebody.
Armando. I'll tell you what. Ask any woman you've ever fucked what mistake sex is, and I think they'll be able to tell you pretty easily.
Oh man, I mean, you come to battle, you know, and
Yeah, it's when he.
No, I came to record a podcast.
It's when I was drunk and he seemed tall, but then I woke up and he was just fat. Like
I was just
I'm
laying
sorry,
down.
Armando,
I was
actually
just
like
laying
you.
down.
This is Thomas Middleditch, right?
Yeah, that was the
yeah.
thing. I didn't realize that the whole episode, and then I saw his name in the credits. I was like, "Oh, who is he?" And I was like, the only 2 guest voices were Three Tit Lady and
Tom Kenny
Incest
is
Guy.
in it.
Which
Three
one
Tit
is?
Lady.
Yeah, I know, but which one would Middleditch play? Oh, probably Incest Guy.
Tom Kenny, what now?
Tom Kenny's in it as one of the vampire-looking things.
Okay.
Just
Oh.
one. He goes, "We're not hiding, we're nesting." That's his line in this movie or movie
You're
show.
gonna book
whatever.
SpongeBob for that?
Yeah. I did notice too that they kind of hint at it. Is that before in the show you used to think that Rick really loved Beth, like it was all about Beth. But now if you really go back about it, and he says it in this episode, I think he just loves the mom more than anything.
Yeah.
And the reason that he's
And like
keeping
Beth
her,
is the last thing he has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he really just in this episode you see he doesn't really give a shit about her.
Yeah.
And one of his main reasons is maybe I just love your mom.
And that's
Oh,
why
hold
one
on.
pussy plus
Those
2
two
pussies
pussies
makes
make
a
a
bunch
bunch
of
of
pussies. Line of the fucking episode. Also, I just noticed that band tee in the front row, Against All Odds with the skull. It's like so many mashups of bands.
Yeah. And this was the weird
Oh, yeah.
vampire
Every
head.
episode when they go to school, he's the progea or whatever the disease is called.
Principal
Voice by
vagina.
Phil
No
Hendry.
relation.
Just just epic voice acting legend Phil Hendry has the silliest lines in this show. Like, oh, let's code for pedophiles, right? In that last episode.
I understand.
I
Beats the shit out of him.
Well,
Did you see the look on his face? He's totally guilty.
This is where Jerry admits
This
to
is classic Jerry, though.
admits
Classic
to his
Jerry.
kids being the
But-
reason he had to break up with his rebound.
But every time Jerry does something weak or fucked up, I feel so bad. I don't get angry at him. I feel so bad for him. I
That's
I
what
love
they
And that's
want
how he
you to
wins.
feel.
That's how he
Yeah.
gets you.
Well, Jerry makes mistakes we would all make.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's the most human, and I do love Beth coming back
Covered in blood. Such a Rick entrance to just show up covered in
Yeah, just
blood.
murdered a bunch of children.
And what would you need to make a clone of him?
I love how they leave him there. They're like, fuck it. They
Yeah.
don't rescue him.
Yeah.
Left the world.
Yeah.
Left the world
Yeah.
in shambles.
Also, do you
He's
think?
also for sure dead.
Well, I was gonna say before that argument they had a few scenes ago. Do you think that Beth did push the guy into honey, or that he fell? Because you never really find out. I don't think.
She for
Yeah,
sure did
probably.
it, Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
They
if,
both have good points, though.
if him pulling out all those weapons out of a box for some reason that he kept, by the way,
little souvenir box.
I would imagine that the sociopathic
so
tendencies.
crazy.
Is that a microwave?
Oh, and then this is super unsettling, where they just clone him and throw him on the doorstep covered
Close
in like
Encounters
gel.
of the Third Kind, right?
Yeah,
or
I
a
think
fire,
so.
fire in the Sky, right there. Where he's
They're
burning
About to give him the lethal.
Lethally
My father
injected.
didn't eat me.
You want me to kill him?
AdultSwim.com doesn't have that in their online store.
he waved.
The only thing funny would have been if they were like 30 seconds later. He's like Larry's eating him.
It's like, oh, I've been
They
waiting.
still would have been there. I like that.
Yeah.
They were sitting down.
And then they just slowly move away. Oh, well, I guess we fucked that one up. Now,
Oh,
this
man.
is the emotional reveal that we've been waiting for. This pretty much since the Pickle Rick episode, where they go to therapy and you're like,
Yeah.
you see their problem and you see how they ignore their problems. Like, hey, we're not going back to therapy. Fuck that. Let's go drinking instead. And all that. This is finally coming to a head here in the penultimate episode.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, this is a great show you run, man. This is good.
I'll stop.
No. It's perfect. No, that's
You
absolutely.
want to make fun of Armando more? I
No,
don't know.
no. It's perfect. No. Well, what I was trying to say earlier was, at the end of this, Rick gives her this really great choice, And really right here actually gives her a really great choice of you can like just go on, live your life. I'll make a clone of you. Do you think he gave that option to Beth's mom? Do you think she ran out?
Ooh.
You think she's gone somewhere?
But then where was the clone?
Yeah, he'd still be fucking that clone.
Yeah. I think she's
Maybe
either
he
Getting
can't
that clone.
clone her.
Getting that clone clunge.
she has to be dead.
not
She has to
okay.
be dead, right? She has to
I
be
would
dead.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
be
I
dead.
mean, my thought is that whatever happened to that mom is part of what broke him. Like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gotta be.
It kind of feels like he wasn't always an asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he has these
Well,
emotional
Simple Rick,
tendencies.
Simple Rick is very into like
Simple Rick.
making
Come on
bets.
down to Simple Ricks.
There's a Rick that's not like the other Ricks.
Wow, I really think that she takes this.
Don't jump a gift shark in the
Oh,
mouth.
Such-
fuck, I
That
missed
is
that
the
one.
So good.
fucking
So good.
line yeah. Oh my god.
Chills
I
bleep
also
out.
they imply that she didn't take the deal, but I feel like she still might have.
Yeah, we have no idea at the end of this episode.
Well, they
That was
Yeah.
intentionally leave it
course,
like totally
yeah,
open.
yeah.
And it's funny because I've seen people like suggest like, oh well, she's like so stoked on Rick that like it couldn't possibly be her.
Right.
But she does this all the time where she just like immediately flips back to Rick's great, everything's wonderful.
yeah.
Right.
She
It's
doesn't
easier-
wanna
and it's
process
easier,
reality.
Right.
I mean, we saw it in this season in the Pickle Rick thing where after the therapy thing. It's just
Absolutely.
like, oh, we don't want to fucking deal with this, so yeah, let's go get a drink. Like,
Yeah,
that kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
thing.
Plus, her original thing was like, I want to go to Europe and
Yeah.
like just travel.
Oh, that's
so
true. I
She's
do
already
remember her.
expressed the need to leave.
That was in the Meeseeks episode where she was talking about how she just wanted to get away from
Yeah.
everything.
The Meeseeks took her out to dinner or
Dinner,
whatever, and
yeah.
then she tried to have sex with it, and then it disappeared. And she's like, I should probably stop drinking.
Yeah, it didn't even pay.
Oh, I bet that porn exists somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I've
for
seen
sure.
banner ads of that already. Are you kidding me? No, I'm scared.
Wow.
Jason
He's
just
like, "Are you
shook his head with the sad knowledge of a man who's seen death on a battlefield.
Yeah, sometimes you go down those dark holes and you just can't get out of,
Yeah.
And sometimes you see Mystique's gangbang porn. That's
Sometimes
all.
you see
Meeseeks
Meeseeks going into those dark holes.
Yeah, and never coming out.
I looked up Mr. Meeseeks porn, and it's Mr. Meeseeks Pornhub, and there's two different titles that are featured, and it's Mr. Meeseeks Teaches, and then it won't tell me the rest. And the second one is Mr. 18 Inches Comes in Mouth.
That one's a little more on the nose. No, in the mouth.
Mr. 18
18 inches, look at me.
Oh, yeah, I found it really easily.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Wow, he's in a costume.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's a
Shut
body.
up, show me now. The show is over.
We're watching. Okay, are we casting this? Okay,
We are watching pornography.
There is a
Whoa.
Meeseeks Rex.
Oh no!
Oh,
so
no.
I
for
love
the
this.
listening
This is
audience.
amazing.
That is so fucking unsettling.
Christ on him.
Oh shit.
Okay, for the audience, he's wearing like a blue morph suit
Yeah.
and then a horrifying helmet he appears to have built. Wait,
Wait,
what
is
just
this Meeseeks?
happened?
Set.
Also,
All
this
right,
is
well, she's really into looking at us. Look
well,
at him. I mean,
yeah.
All right.
Well,
There's just a couple. There's a couple of
yeah.
white dudes.
Look at
broing
someone
out.
else.
Yeah, come on.
You did fine. Oh, it's supposed to be
Summer.
summer. It's supposed to be summer. Was not
shit.
blonde.
I'm
on.
disappointed they didn't have the budget for him to disappear.
I'm
after.
disappointed they didn't have the budget to hire a hotter girl, but also
They didn't even have the budget for him to come in. She pressed
Yeah,
the
yeah.
button, and he opens the door and goes, I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
they also
It's
didn't have
literally
the budget
just a
for
still
dick
shot.
paint.
Yeah, I wanted his dick to be blue. I wanted a blue dick.
I am.
I mean, they got blue by the end of it. I'll tell you that.
Ah,
We're up on chick
cha-cha.
guys. Here we
We're
go.
up on chick guys.
Hey,
Cha
oh.
cha cha.
I'm not saying
Oh,
I'm
man.
mortified, but I.
You're Rick
You're
and
You're
Morty.
mortified.
Oh, God. We all just gangbanged that dumb pun.
I'm here to get out of the weird hole.
All right,
I thought we
guys.
got away from
Well,
this.
I mean, I'm so excited we experienced this together. Thank you.
I like how instead of the
so
emotional like wrap up of the episode, we're like, let's watch Meeseeks porn.
Right.
I think we sum up the worst of Rick and Morty's fan base here.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, what, a woman has a feeling? We're going to watch porn till it's over.
There was 3 people saying we should watch this, and then 2 very loud people going, porn!
Hang on.
And we got our way.
Yeah,
I
we'll
was
put
gonna
a
say,
we'll
don't
put
try and
a
act like you weren't on my
No,
side.
that's 2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
put a
I was
link to
holding
the
phone.
description. A
Look,
link
I've
to the
already
video.
seen this. I hadn't seen the
We'll
porn.
put link in the description. You should check out what
Check
we
out
just
that
saw.
video.
See if they can get him to sponsor
and if
this
you don't know,
episode.
Keith does voiceover work for pornos. So,
Please watch
I
the
do.
full video, though. Follow the link to the full video.
To the
all right,
full
real
video.
quick predictions. Where do you guys think it's gonna end? We're at episode 10 next week. This was the penultimate episode. First off, Josh, do you think she took the portal gun and took the clone?
I mean, I don't know. They did leave it open ended. I think the way that she came back, they made it. They wanted you to think that she did take the clone, and the there's only one episode left. I don't think we're gonna get any bows on anything. I don't think they're gonna wrap anything up nicely for us. I think that it's gonna be open ended. Beth and Jerry aren't gonna get back together. I wanted to see Phoenix person. I
completely forgot about that.
I don't really think we're gonna get to see that or Eye Patch Morty. I think it's just gonna be a fun episode. It's gonna be a good episode, but I can't imagine that it's gonna be this huge tie-in for the whole season, or you know what I mean? Like,
you're gonna have shit hanging.
Yeah.
What about you, Keith?
I'm kind of in agreement. I think Phoenix person, if we're gonna get a payoff, it might be that.
I hope so,
because we waited so long. I don't think we're gonna find out about the clone yet. I think she took the option. Just thinking about how the show is written.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't know, man. I don't think they're gonna pay off a lot of the shit we're waiting on. And I think intentionally, because you leave it open, you're like, maybe we'll have a better idea down the line.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And I think that's
absolutely.
okay. I don't want to rush it. There's nothing I'm like super rushing to find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious to see how this thing wraps up. It's been a great season.
Okay. What about you, Kev?
In the same vein of the last two white guys, I also think I don't. The cynic in me thinks that she's gonna take, because I feel like that last scene with Beth is she's way too happy to see her family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like that's where I was like kind of leaning towards the clone thing. I was like, she would probably be like drinking more wine than this normally, you know. Like she can't just look at some pictures on her fridge and be like, I do love my family, and then just 180 like that. So I think. But you know, it could go either way really, and that I think that's gonna be one of the big reveals is you'll find out whether that happened or not in the next episode, and that could be. But there's gonna be definitely it's gonna be an open-ending season. Like all of their season finales have always been like, fuck, I want to see the next season.
Yeah.
Okay, Mondo, what about you, buddy?
Finally, a brown opinion. I
There's
honestly.
a racial element here.
Yeah.
What, so he
got
says
weird.
white guys? And
No, I
got-
don't know why that was there either. But I was just trying to let it
I
go.
didn't either. It was anyway.
We
I'll double up and hate you two now. Anyway,
Yay.
I think that she acted really similar to the way that those Rick and Summer bots acted.
Yeah.
Where he was like dial it back by whatever percent. So I feel like she may have took it. If I was gonna write the season finale, and we're all really glad I'm not, what I was thinking was probably that she took it. Evil Morty probably finds that Beth, and then everyone finds out that their mom kind of fucking abandoned them, so they don't know what to do. Ooh. Jerry doesn't know what he's gonna do, and Rick has to decide if he really does love his Beth, or quote unquote his Beth. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Well, when you say, you mean Eye Patch Morty's gonna find her? Or?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting.
I guess technically he's not evil.
Well, I think his name is Evil Morty.
Yeah, that's what they call him,
I
but they also call him Eye Patch Morty. But
I'm going with Evil Morty because
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know why, but when you started that explanation, I was really worried you were going to say, all right, so Eye Patch Morty's going to fuck Clone Beth.
Yeah.
And I was
And then make
I
kids and
would
eat the
watch the
babies.
shit out of this show.
I think really I'm just gonna get into this Mr. Meeseeks porn business.
What if that's the finale? It's just not a live action porn.
Oh, my. I'm Mr. Me Skeets. Look at
Oh, Mr. Skeet.
I'm Mr. Meeskies.
A
Come on,
freak
me.
in,
Come on me.
a gentleman in the streets and a Meeseeks in the sheets. Fuck me. Bye.
me. Look, it might not have been funny, but at least it took a while for you to say.
Guys, that's the Breakdown Project. Thanks for watching. We'll check you out next week. Don't forget, you can check out Keith's stuff on the Mean Boys podcast.
Yeah.
Keith, where can they find your stuff?
MeanBoysPodcast.com. We're on iTunes. Follow me on all the social medias at Keith Tells Jokes.
It'll be somewhere in there. Kevin, where can we find your stuff?
Bleak and Review Podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, all that stuff. Check that out at KB Anderson Yo on all the social medias.
Don't forget, Josh does stuff with the Chatterbox crew. Monday's got We're Best Friends now. Of course, you got the Breakdown Project. Jason is up late. Have a great week, everybody.
Yay!
Bye.
Happy finale. Right? Next week. Say something
All right,
about
let's watch
Japan.
more
Say something about
porn.
Japan.
Pull out that porn.